This individual we are about to have on the set been putting in work for a long time, giving us some music, and there's a lot of meaning and metaphors behind that music. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk a little bit about where this all stems from, the creative process, and what keeps this individual pumping. Like I mentioned, you must have heard his music, seen his music a few times, and if you're a fan of any one of the shows, you most definitely came across the music because it's up there. He be working, he be all over the place. And without further ado, let's introduce and invite the man of the hour. We're gonna bring him on Face the Music himself. Let's get a round of applause. Hey, my brother, how you doing?
All right, what's up, Spud?
Oh man, we are good. We good. First and foremost, thank you for jumping on and being on the set today for MJMG Presents SHU Radio. First and foremost, for those who don't know, could you tell us a little bit about where you hailing from, man? Like, who is, Face the Music? Like, who is Face the Music?
Nobody ever asked me that. See? Everybody just always just like, oh, look, he rapping. But all right, so I'm Face the Music. It's Face2 Face the Music on Instagram, because if you know me from the streets, then I'm Face2. But then my other persona is Face the Music. I do one or the other, so I'm Face the Music. So I'm from Compton. You know what I'm saying? That's, if you could probably, if anybody ever been there before, or been to, especially if you've been to a house party in the 80s or the 90s in Compton, then you could just hear it. I'm from Compton, California, born and raised, been around, spent a lot of time in San Diego, you know what I'm saying, too, as a teen. So Compton, San Diego.
Nice. So let me ask you a question. Music and growing up in the areas like Compton, just as Brooklyn, music is predominant in all our lives. But what was your first introduction to music?
Oh, first introduction to music. All right, so my first introduction, I'm one of them people, I just want to get, I'm a storyteller. So anytime somebody asks me a question, they come with a story.
Great.
So I'm a person who has one of those memories where I can remember things back to before I was 1 year old, right? I can remember like conversations. I can remember things word for word, like things that happened. But my first experience, like thinking about music, having it on my mind, was when me and my brother, rest in peace, Lamont, me and my brother, he's 2.5 years older than me. So me and my brother and my mother live in an apartment in the hood on El Segundo in Wilmington. And I had a record player. It was a little toy, I think it was my brother's, probably just both of ours, toy record player. And there was a Mickey Mouse record. And I used to, just my memories of thinking about music or thinking about the sounds from the Mickey Mouse record. And like, as a kid, my mother said when I was a baby, I used to know, like, my music theory is intact. So I'm in the back seat, and while she driving from Compton to Long Beach, when she was going to Long Beach and doing all that, she say songs would come on the radio that I never heard before. But I would be able to hum, like I would be like singing the melodies of the songs. And now, so just music always, my first time thinking about music, I was a baby.
Wow. So it's deep-rooted. It stems from the early stages and probably morphs into, what it is today. Now, you as an artist now, like that was your introduction to music. You as an artist, how did that happen? Like, how did that set forth? Because I see in the chat, they already said the legendary Face. Like, so the name and what you stand for brings a tale of the tales of a whole bunch of stories. So how did you get to that part?
All right, so look, here go where the story.
I love it when it starts with like, yo, look, check this out. This is how it's going.
Check this out, Sally. Look. So my mother, I'm gonna take you to the 70s, to Compton in the 70s.
Okay, take us there.
I'm from the West Side. It's real nice on my street. It's green grass and everybody got two parents and cars and all that. My mom's hang out with her Mexican homegirl on the east side, over there on Sugar and them side. So my mother and her homegirl used to throw parties all the time. Okay. And they were, so my mother is the person who got all the records. She's the DJ, because she got all, we didn't really consider her a DJ, but she
had the records.
And that's all they play at these parties. These are, to me as a kid, these are Shermhead parties. There's high PCP usage in the backyard. Dudes are stuck on trees. Some people are getting naked and running down the street. But for the most part, it's just cool dudes and girls. And then my mother's friend had two girls, me and my brother age. So we grew up as that's a second home going over there.
Gotcha.
With the parties and the music and me understanding how the music controls things. So that's Rick James, that's Mary Jane girls. You know what I'm saying? You talking my mother, my mother was in she was supposed to be in high school around that time, but she had us. So yeah, that was my first introduction to DJing and what, my mother telling us to play records and they don't scratch my record. I know where every song is because I'm her DJ. when she on her day off, then we sitting on the carpet, she on the couch, she tell us what to play. Get that Doobie Brothers record, put it on Black Water. Boom, all right, cool. That means relax.
Wow. You took us into that frame. I could picture that because that's how it kind of gets. The parents or the loved ones near us introduce us to a wide range of music, different artistries, different type of feels. And do you feel those different sounds, especially come from the East Coast? Like, I don't want to say my first introduction to the West, but it was the funk. It was the rich funk feel. Do you feel these older records influenced your style? If not, what did?
I can give you the trick is that playing records for my mother, all right, I was in a group home when I turned 13 and I had my favorite song was EPMD, You Got to Chill.
Okay.
It came out of nowhere. That shit just was like cool. And I'm running around with a perm and some overalls and shit, brownies on and shit. Niggas picking me up in El Camino. If you bumping EPMD, if you bumping You Got to Chill, I just jump in the back and just ride. You got an Elko, I'm in the back just listening. So my mother, I played it for my mother one time on a home pass, and she say, "Oh, that's the More Bounce. That's the Zapp and Roger. You like that record?" I was like, "Yeah," because she don't know. We just play it all the time. I got my favorites, but look. I only be at my mom's. We only be at mom's house on the weekend. We stay with grandma and them. So we at mom's house on the weekend. We ain't trying to bother her with no extra conversation. About no music or no song now, but I know what I like. So when I reheard it, it got regurgitated back to me, but fly though, like with diamonds with it.
Yeah, yeah.
So then I was like, okay, so the trick to everything I do is in my mind, when I make beats, mind you, all of the beats that I made, except for that, I helped on that DD Blues.
Okay.
But all of my beats, that's all just me. Just me by myself. That's all just me. So that the trick is I'm the producer, but I don't feel like waiting on nobody to rap on my stuff, so I'll do it myself.
Do it yourself.
So, yeah, but it's all just more bounce. Everything I do is more bounce. Homie, I swear to you, everything I do is more bounce. Maybe do what I did. These are my favorite times when I'm in the lockdown placement and we on quiet time, hallways hella clean, everything just like a hospital. I got a El Salvadorian roommate. We huffing markers and eating some cheese. His grandma be sending in the package, and we got a radio and we got the Zapp greatest hits. Hey man, I know that everybody know that. Mexicans like it, blacks like it. Mexican did my tattoo right here. We listening to, you know what I'm saying? Do Why Diddy, So Rough, So Tough. So this is, and then I'm a pop locker break dancer too. So it's embedded in me, this funk that we talking about.
I don't know how subtle our viewers peep what you just did. Like the man painted a picture, but he not only painted a picture, he gave essence to a lot of his words. So I just wanted to make knowledge. Like I know a lot of our viewers got it, but the picture you just painted, the vivid picture, and the intensified feel to it, is very impactful for what you were saying. Now, growing up, when was the first time you as an artist was like, these are my balls. Like I got this. This is what I do. I got balls. I can spit.
Yeah, that's a tricky question, but I'm gonna answer it fast. In the beginning, especially, you got to know, I've been rapping since the 6th grade. That was like 84. First busted a rap and helped the nigga do a rap excuse my language, helped the dude do a rap in Boy Scout camp, Lake Arrowhead. We was just, back then, to start rapping, you had to bite somebody. You had to bite somebody. So the rap that we all learned at the Boy Scout camp that I didn't write, but it was just us. You know what I'm saying? So I carried that on, and I always had that in pocket. And once I mixed the keyboard, my grandmother bought me a keyboard at like 11. And I figured out, and it had a drum machine at the end, like the last
few pads.
Yeah, it's just the last. It's an old Casio.
Oh, okay.
Like Beethoven on the demo. So look, the last like 6 keys you can make into a drum pattern that'll loop. You could change it to 1/4, 1/8, 1/16. I figured that I'm an engineer in the brain. I take all my toys and break them apart and make other toys because I get bored with them. I figured that out, that, these two things go together. I never thought, how do people make the music? My uncle had a band. They practiced in the garage. My uncle was the best drummer in Compton ever. Ask anybody in your life, Brandon Moore. They're going to say, with the big afro? Yeah. I grew up as a kid, listening to these dudes in the garage, killing it on some men, like they tight. He graduated from UCLA. They played at the graduation. So my music education was forced upon me from everywhere, and I embraced it with that lyricism. When I took that first rap, it wasn't nothing. That first rap wasn't nothing. You got to think what was happening right then. My homeboy across the street, Kenny Hamilton, he single mother, only child. He get everything, but he can't go nowhere. So he in his room, he got a record player, he got new records, he got video game, ColecoVision with the phone on it, and he just bored. He can only go to our house across the street. We go over there, he got the LL Cool J. Cool, let's sit in the dark because your mama gonna be shake. I'm sleeping. Okay, look, let's go all the way. Sit in the dark and listen to what he doing here. My radio, believe me, I like it loud. I'm the man with the man.
Yeah.
But we just like, that's easy. That's too easy. That's so easy that we ain't even thinking about doing it. You know what I'm saying? We on breakdancing still. You know what I'm saying? We not thinking about doing it. So it's just like, I can recite all the things, all of it to you, because I don't feel like I'm practicing. I feel like it's just some stuff I like. So by the time I said I'm going to rap, that wasn't nothing. I bit a nigga style in juvenile hall, figured out the pattern. Okay, that's how you do pattern. Whoop, switched the words up, made my own shit, took his intro. A perpetration of villain. I remember he had the simplest beat. The blood dude in juvenile hall in San Diego. He's from Skyline. I forgot his name. But this one I'm turning 18. I had no. This one I had let. All right, so I'm like 16.
Okay.
He beating on the table. I'm cool with all the bloods because they like, I wasn't a blood. I'm the opposite. But the Bloods always like me in San Diego because they homies that they don't really feel is all of that. They like to see me bully them. So they be like, "Hey, come here, homie. Yeah, hey, go. Yeah. Anyway, I ain't gonna tell on nobody." Look, so the homie had a beat with just boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. And I remember he said, a perpetration of villains, assassinations of killers, from pimping, playing, and hustling to sell the case by the millions. The road was hard, but now you're looking at got there. And I just took that part and then said, in juvenile hall, when they wouldn't give me no pen or no paper, but I didn't want to write anyway. I couldn't stand writing. On quiet time, they used to try to F with me because I'm rebellious, and they have me in the box. And I'll sit there and walk in a circle for 4 or 5 hours and make up a rhyme line by line and keep adding to it. And the trick was it had to be a story. It had to be a story. All right, so this one I'm 16. I've been rapping but not putting together songs.
Yeah.
I had to be a story because the way I had to memorize it, I couldn't remember no hooks and stopping and then thinking to put it in I'm just gonna start. Man, what I say, the road was hard, but say I kick lyrics about gangsters, the gangster rhymes, and I'm kicking all about gangsters. So if you not want to listen, I was rolling through Compton, headed west down one trail, because every Monday night at 8 on the dot, I mean psycho. But then I was different. And then I go into the story, and then it always end in a police chase, busting on some enemies or something like that. So, I got taken serious because in the hall in Sylmore, King T and them used to come and do concerts in the hall.
Okay.
In the auditorium, and they'll call dudes up because they'll teach us this how you make beats, this how the DJ thing happened, this how you can make this a business. This King T, shout out to King T.
Shout out to King T for real.
So they let us get on the mic. And so now the Bloods are always sending their homies up, and the Bloods and the Pyrus, they always come with some, they willing to cross them lines. They're like the little Crips, LA Crips, they get up there and be on some suave shit, some, indirect shit, thinking I don't want to get in no trouble. Bloods jump up there, might diss. They talking about it. And then, they Bloods, back then you could tell the difference. Crips may be a little more lightweight in style. You know what I'm saying? More fast, more Muhammad Ali. While Bloods was like Buster Douglas or that ain't like Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Like they want you to know. So they go up there and go hard, man, and they'd be good, better than us. So I just started being the one that, they want to do this, let's do it. So now I'm talking my whole song about busting on Pyrus and running from the police. And, the Pyro dude that I shot, his daddy is the chief of police. I'm just making all kinds of stories up. So that's a lot right there, but that's the development of me into being a lyricist.
Nice. And I see you incorporate a lot of, I think the best artists incorporate their true to life experiences, a little bit about what they want to do and find their ways in between. You mentioned earlier that you make basically all the beats that you're on. Now, as an engineer myself, I know that's not an easy task to just pick up and say, I'm going to make beats and continue with it. How and why did you get introduced to making your own beats?
First off, rest in peace to Tony Soup Holmes. Shout out to On a Sunday Afternoon, Lighter Shade of Brown. Shout out to Wicked by Ice Cube, even though it had to get a hard check. It was hard for the check to get back. Hey, shout out to you, Ice Cube. Old man on my block taught me how it go. Old man on my, I had to figure it out little by little. Like I say, I figured out that keyboards was part of it. I figured out somehow I had to ask the dudes in San Diego, hey, how does this work? What's a producer? What does this mean? Mixmaster Spade asked me one time at my 19th birthday, hey, what do you need? He like, man, you hard, homie. If you know who Mixmaster Spade is, Mixmaster Spade asked me, hey, what do you need? I said, I don't know, man, maybe a producer. He said, he gave me his number. He said, when you figure out what you need, then hit me up. So it was like the music production wasn't hard to pick up because the way Soup is, if you know, that's the homie Tony Holmes. Torture Chamber Records is a studio on 137th at the dead end, right at the canal. If you go on the other side of the canal and then go to the corner, then that's Kendrick Street. But
Okay.
we said we're on the same street but separated by a canal. So a lot of classic music got made on my street. We just got music in the history. Me getting hooked up with Tony Holmes after my brother was killed, and then Tony believing in me, and then really training me as an apprentice at Torture Chamber. You know,
Gotcha.
when I'm 19, training me as an apprentice, and then me watching like Crazy Walt and Indo G and To the Head and what's their name, Deuce. All these dudes who other dudes was getting famous from really stealing from. You know what I'm saying? But I'm watching the process of how it works. They make it. All right, so Soup go in here. He gonna get somebody to play the drums. Hey, play this real quick. Boom, boom, bye bye. He gonna loop that on the SP12. So my tech is involved too now.
Yes.
So I'm thinking the tech is part of it. So he gonna go SP1200. He gonna loop that. He gonna make it sound how he want. Now he gonna add his 808s. Okay, that's where that comes from. Okay, then he gonna say shut the F up because I'm gonna be asked some dumbass question, and he gonna say, look, Bobby. I'll be like, my name ain't Bobby. Shut up. I don't care what your name is. Boy, you can go home. Look, plug the bass in over there, man. I just need you to do that. Okay, boom. He gonna smoke him a blunt. We gonna smoke a blunt with his beer. I had a song called Beer, Blunts, and Beaties. Remember the Beaties? Smoking Beaties and this us at 3 in the morning in the garage in Compton, you know what I'm saying, where they made Lighter Shade of Brown Sunday Afternoon and Wicked, you know what I'm saying? I'm drinking 40s with the homie, just me and him, and just watching his process and making it mine because I got to help him, and he know what he's doing. I'm not going to argue with that. I'm not from and I'm finna throw some generational love, but I'm not from a generation that question old homies because they'll snatch your ass up and they got hair on their chest and they know how to make barbecue and fix transmissions.
My man.
So yeah,
My man.
Tony Holmes, man, he blessed me with the education to make music and the levels of the process of it. Out and then shout out to my boy Eugene Montgomery. His son is Kalen too, for real. So he taught me the process of like the business, getting mixed and mastered, getting the video done, developing an artist, to sell an artist, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. So this when I'm 19, I'm back in the hood after being in San Diego for a while.
Okay.
And I'm getting this education from homies who knew what I was practicing in San Diego, but waiting for me to come back to the hood so they could say, we got you.
We got you.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, it's evident you always were a student of the game and you took a lot of time to learn. But just as much as the student of the game, I do see you also was a student on the street. How did you able to balance the two? Not a lot of people can do that and still be here to speak from the stance of their journey. And what was a key factor for you making it through, just the journey of life in these environments?
Well, seeing that you only had heard of Tupac in his era without also putting my name in there, not hating or nothing, but I'm just saying like, with this is my timing. My time was that, but it got missed. So, if you could remind me of the question real quick, just because I'm high and that was deep, and you just made me think of it.
No, I was, you're a student of the game, and I also know you was also a student of the streets. And
Yeah,
how did you balance the two to actually maintain and still be here today to share your journey?
And that was what I was getting to, was that I failed. I failed on the mission. Just to fast forward it, we could go from 19. I'm gonna give you some numbers real quick. 19 numbers. Shout out to Larry Jim. Good job, Larry. 1994, September 21st. My brother gets murdered by a white dude, old white dude in San Diego. He out there with me. He out there, you know, my brother was wild, but he out there in San Diego with me. I'm not wild, but I'm surviving. I'm a group home homeless kid, been dealing with, you know, like psychological issues in the family that had me really, me and my brother just out there. My brother had more help than me for some reason, but me, some reason they chose for the journey for me to be super hard. So I've gone from feeling like I was comfortable at home with grandparents and all that to getting put with moms to now 9 years old being kicked in the streets in Long Beach. Don't know nobody. We, you know, then foster home, then back home. Grandpa died, up, back group home, got mistakenly put into the group home system. Not mistakenly, but just because they didn't have no, you know, and just shout out to people who work in this industry. If you could if you listen and pay attention, do something. I get put in the group home system just because they didn't have no open beds for a foster home at the time. So you know, I turned 13, ran away from home when they told me I was gonna go. Out in the streets for about 4 or 5 months. Get put in a group home. I'm in Pomona. Everybody in the group home is like from Trey 57. We just basically banging out here. Everybody that's in there is on parole, juvenile parole. They come out of YA. We in here fighting. You know what I'm saying? That one gets shut down, gets sent to a white one in Anaheim. Not really violent, but still corrupt. Gets shut down. Gets sent to Compton to foster home. Get shot. Flipped the car. Did a bunch of stuff over, like, you know, living in enemy hood at the time. You know, get sent to another group home, and then another one, and then, you know what I'm saying, now I'm on fight. But somebody tried to bully me over my stereo. Shout out to Lil Tookie. Lil Tookie got a son named Lil Tookie.
Okay.
From PJs. Lil Tookie informed me that this dude was robbing me of my stereo, my music. That's all I got. I snap, beat a dude up for the first time badly, and get sent to the hall for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you go from that to a lot of other stuff happened to being grown, and then my brother gets killed at you know, and he's 22. Right after that, I go back to the hood and get record deals put on the table with Delicious Vinyl through Tony Holmes, through Torture Chamber. This is when Delicious Vinyl was first picking up rap.
Wow.
So I would have been one of the first rap acts on Delicious Vinyl because they didn't even ask Soup nothing. They know him already. He's been in the game since the 70s. They send people to him, and then they work him. You know, he rest in peace now, but from the stress of this, he's resting. Yeah. But you know, they worked him, but he still just continue to make a lot of hits you love right now, and you even know. You know, so getting to that and getting immediately the responsibility of the whole hood put on my back, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like I'm the youngest dude in my generation, and everybody dead. So I mean, not to get all dreary, but
yeah,
it is this what the stories are about.
Yes.
You know, and this what I might be even having fun, but I'm telling you this. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you ain't got no choice. You got to have some fun somewhere. But I'm telling you this. And the homies coming and bringing to me a meeting, like everybody big. I'm Snoop Dogg skinny at 19 years old, and they telling me, hey, so from where you started, I'm finna take you for a circle and end it. Shout out to Boo Capone. He said, let me land. Let me land. All right, so they told me, all right, so they asked me, are you rapping or are you banging? Because I'm reckless at the time. I'm super reckless in the hood. I'm looking to murder somebody at this point for no reason. But got potential. People, they know me from a baby, so they know. My name is Baby Hulk. They know if they let me get out of control, I will.
You will.
So they pulled me back. Hey, are you banging or are you rapping? Man, I'm rapping. Okay, well look, check this out. If you rapping, you can't do both. They not gonna. He said, the homie said, one is gonna cancel. Rest in peace to the homie Stevie. One is gonna cancel out the other. So you pick which one you're doing. You do that one. If you say you rapping, that's what you said. We don't want to catch you out here doing nothing stupid. It ain't said like that. I just don't want to make it show all violent. But it was like, if we catch you out there shooting dice, anything, man, I made the complaint about, oh, well, this me 19.
Yeah.
Man, well, how the homie so-and-so, he younger than me, he got 2 cars. He got this. They doing this. Why? Where mine's at? Shut up. Put so much money on the pool table. Rest in peace to the homie Duke. Put so much money on the pool table and told me, hey, you live 2 doors down. If you need some money, come get it. You ain't trying to do nothing anyway but get a bus ticket to San Diego or get some weed or something to drink and some cigarettes. Come get it. If I don't care if it's 2 in the morning, knock on my window. I'll wake up and give you what you need. Stay out of everything. He said, everything that you want, he said, listen to you. This me and him talking over a pool table full of money. Let me tell you, everything that you want, that ain't nothing. The shit that you talking about, these dudes got lowriders and shit on the street. If you have a little bit of patience, then the shit that you're gonna get is gonna kill everybody's shit on the street.
Wow. Wow.
And that was the decision I had, and I agreed to it. And I immediately violated it and got a life sentence.
Wow, wait. Whoa. That took a turn real fast. So now, you brought us up to speed and you said a life sentence. How was that for you mentally, physically, your dream and everything? And on top of your life sentence, and I'm so glad you on this side. Every time any brother, any person that I know that been through those trials and tribulations are on this side, I commend them, because I know firsthand what it is each day, each second to try to make it through that. But on a life sentence, could you share how much time you spent incarcerated on this life sentence?
Well, to tie that story into the last is, in the midst of learning the processes at 19 years old, and I turned 20, I get locked up on New Year's Eve of 1995, right as they're shooting guns in the air. I'm getting beat up by the police in San Diego on the run for something that happened somewhere else. Right after that, I didn't care. I didn't have no care for it because I didn't have any processes. I didn't even have a rap writing process, but I'm talking about like processes to get through my emotions and what I was dealing with from all kinds of sides. And now with this new responsibility of, they told me in that garage, it's your responsibility to give homies jobs. Your responsibility to take homies around the world to see things that they would have never seen. That's on you. So if this is what you doing, this is what you, man, I just got back to the hood.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So I got so close to success that my instincts self-sabotaged. So I had a deal on the table that was the instruction was stay out of trouble. This is this is right before Christmas. Stay out of trouble until after the Christmas vacation. When they come back from vacation, they're gonna take you to a meeting and give you a budget. They're gonna and I'm like, what is that? They're gonna give you a check basically for work. This soup game. Soup saying they're gonna give you a check for work that we already did ourselves.
Wow.
Explain how it works. And I said, oh yeah, so we're the people that we would have hired if we didn't know how to do this ourselves. We're a production team. Yeah. So we paid the production team, which is us.
Us,
And
yeah.
we paid for hiring ourselves for shit that we did when we was just in the garage because I live on the street. Yeah, boy.
Straight up.
This how my homies talk to me. They be having to talk to me. Now, when I was younger, now they respect me. They love me. They say that nobody can stop me from doing something that I put my mind to do. Boy, so relax. Let's do it like that. Okay. I took that with me through my life, but that education got cut off because I couldn't control my emotions through the Christmas vacation.
Wow. And that turned the whole tail of the tail and led you into the system.
Yeah, and then to the end of that was 24 years later in 2018, June 13th, 2018. They let me out a month earlier than they said they were, and that was Father's Day weekend. They released me through, not because it was time for me to go. I remember I had a life sentence. And I even though I'm just like, I continue to do music, I don't care what nobody, I'm not the person like when they tell prison stories about, oh man, and my first day I was so scared and I didn't know what to expect. And I'm like, man, let's get this shit over with so I can see who's gonna keep me smoking weed every day. I was the predator. I wasn't really the prey. Not that I'm like the reputable name and all of that, but I got through that to the point to where I was so out of control in the beginning that I was able to control the ending. If that makes sense.
It makes sense. There's a big form of development that happens with us through all our journeys, no matter what the journey is, and you actually was able to capitalize on that throughout your journey at any point, but at that point you capitalize that, and this is why you are and who you are today and how you develop and intake, and even the way you tell your stories is powerful. And I don't know if you know, but here on, I'm just going to do this now because I think this is a good point, on SHU Radio by way of MJMG, we know this is the era of giving out flowers. And here at SHU Radio, we like to give out honor because flowers do die, but honor lasts forever. And I just want to take this time to give you your honor on your travels. I know you sped up a lot of your hardships, and you spoke about group homes and being in the streets of California, and your trials and the losing of your brother and all those major hardships. But you kept prevalent to who you are and what you want to do, even in the moments where many have broke. Many of us ain't make it from early stages of what you've been through. And as we both know, there's many people who never came out of the circumstances that we came out, and still was able to keep their sanity, their dignity, their pride, or their joy. So I want to take this time to just give you your honor, my brother. And for a fellow brother who made it out of circumstances, it's always a pleasure to see. I call it the familiar face. It's a pleasure to see a familiar face on this side, man, and not on that side.
Yeah, and welcome back home, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Feel
indeed.
regular though now? Don't it just feel regular?
It do. And I like the fact when you said, when you came out, all those stories of, people being, yo, I'm scared, or I don't know what to expect. And it's like, nah, let me get to what I got to do and figure that part out. And that's exactly the mind frame I had. So I'm seeing the picture and I get it. Now, after all that time though, a lot has changed. A lot of people have changed. People are no longer with us. Some of us, at times we traded places. They was out all this time and now they in and I'm out, or whatever the case may be. How was that for you, coming out into basically a new world?
It was too easy to get out. I was like, you could have thrown me off a bus on the freeway and I would have been beating the bus to the exit, right? I figured out everything the way I do because, like I said, I'm an engineer, you know what I'm saying, in my head. I always engineered. I studied it from just bootleg studied it from people who knew it, you know, when I was locked up for 24 years. So it was figuring out tech was, I'll tell you something that held me back. Something that held me back was getting out and realizing that I can't, like, I can't even implement none of this old shit that I learned how to use. I can't put the Mackie don't mean shit.
Yeah.
Right now, in the beginning, that's how I'm feeling.
That's how you feel, yeah.
That Mackie that they had at Solid Ad Gym, because I'm like, man, I can't get no more. I'm running the music program at Solid Ad. Man, look, I'm the one who put the band practices together. I practice with every band. I run every instrument through the board. Now I see what Soup was doing. Okay, yeah. So now I get out. Shout out to my homeboy, little Charlie, who was in there with a light with me. Grew up around the corner from me. Me and him ended up being Sally. Get out before me. When I get out, he come bring me his mother. I got that here. No, it's in the storage. His mother's 6-track mixer, a Tascam. I think it's a Tascam mixer, a 6-track mixer that she was using back in the day to record when she was performing for the USO. So I'm like, all right, yeah, that's a good start. I got the board. I know how this works. I can connect this. All I need to connect this to the computer and I'm good, right? My little cousin Scotty is like, nah, cousin, it ain't really nothing you can do with none of that. I'm like, oh, well, I got the tape deck, but I don't have to use the tape deck. Nah. So now it's like, learn the computer. So now I go figure out what DAW is and how to use it and this, that. I get in a fight with an old friend of mine about, like we get in a literal, like a physical fight, man, in a hotel room, man, about me trying to figure out how to use Fruity Loops, man. Just like how, like, but it was like the way I think. I'm a dude who is like, I'm an engineer thinker. I'll figure it out to this point. I'll get stuck at one button. Give me that one button. If you can tell me where that one button is, I open up the other.
Everything else, yeah.
Yeah, so me and this dude get in an argument over the one button because he don't know how to explain nothing to nobody. Look, champ, let me just tell you, man, all you got to do is, every time you say all you got to do, I don't understand nothing.
Nothing he just said.
So anyway, we get in a little wrestle tussle because he thought that I was flexing up on him, basically because I'm telling him, hey, look, shut up. And he, what? Boom, he called in a young dude. The young dude tell me where the button is.
There you go. That's all it takes.
I'm gone. Now, if you add that to Tasmatics, shout out to Tasmatics. You add that to Taz, let me sit up in his studio and just like whatever. He wouldn't help me. Like he'll push the buttons and let me watch when I would record, but he wouldn't let me instruct him to do something that adds to it. So I'm like, look, I just need, you hear that sound, you go back to that sound at the end of this song, just make that ramp up like this. And I'm playing it for him. And he's saying on the keyboard, he like, hey, well, look, you do that, because you know what I'm saying? Like, I want you to do it all by yourself. I want you to be able to say you did all this by yourself. So he'll just press the buttons to record my vocals. And man, I make the beats on my little computer, and little by little, I was getting roadblocked, man, by tech questions, and that'd be years sometimes. How to even get my music to even get loud enough to hear. I still right now. Rest in peace to Coolio. Got me off parole. Got me off life of parole. Rest in peace to the homie Coolio, for sure.
Wow.
I still got shit that I was stuck on Coolio because he telling me send it to him that we recorded, and I can't figure out how to get it loud enough for anybody to listen to. I was stuck on that so much, and I'm asking, but if you ask Coolio, he might not answer the text, or he might just be like, hey, you got to figure that out. Because he might not know, but then him telling you ain't going to get you to figure it out. So he just like, basically, it's on you to figure it out and get it to me.
Straight up.
And I got stuck, man. I got stuck with a lot of projects, but you know, I never sounded dated because I don't believe I sound like anybody specific. So I never sounded dated. I don't really say dated things. I make up my own slang. So it's just a lot of the tech had me stuck, and to this day a little bit stuck at education.
Man, you surpassed many people who had the tech forever. Because you, like you said, you making your own beats, you rapping over your own beats. I know I'm an engineer myself. I work with artists that ain't doing half of it, So you most definitely got a bigger leap in that. I did want to change speeds a little bit. I keep seeing in the chat and people mentioning you do a lot of work in Venice Beach.
Yeah.
Could you talk a little bit about that? I'm seeing it come up in the chat a few times. And I guess the people want to hear it. People want to hear about that.
All right. So before I talk about Venice Beach, shout out to OGs Only, man. That's some Venice Beach stuff right there. We're going to put that right in the chat. Hey, look. So OGs Only, man. I represent this. I'm what they call a Venice Beach. This ain't from my words. This other people. I'm a Venice legend. So Venice Beach is on paper an amusement park, but in reality, just a beach with a boardwalk. Maybe like I never been to New York, but maybe like Coney Island.
Coney Island. That's what it's. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's all about the street performers. So to give you the history real quick of Venice, is a black dude designed it. A black dude named Arthur Reese. I'm on the Venice City Arts Council too, so I know the history of it. So a black dude named Arthur Reese designed Venice because he's from New Orleans. So when you go to Venice on the boardwalk, that's the French Quarter.
Oh, wow.
And it's a long boardwalk, and then it's other things that have been added, like the skate park and things like that. But it's a long boardwalk. They used to have a Ferris wheel. They got a Ferris wheel down the road at Santa Monica's the next beach. But so Venice is all about the street performers and the artists. So this is the thing what I really am is I'm a professional street performer. That's the trick. I'm a street performer, so I'm concert ready. Anybody want to hire me to do a concert, that'd be just like going to the beach on Sunday. I'm a street performer who's been doing this since I got out in 2018. I was doing it in prison. It wasn't a street performer. I was a yard performer and a gym performer. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I know how that go.
I've always been on the stage. My family is comfortable with entertainment. My grandfather was a photojournalist for Black Star magazine, for Playboy magazine. We used to go on interviews with him, dude for the White Shadow. Remember the dude from the White Shadow?
Yeah.
Patrick. We went on an interview when that happened. You know what I'm saying? Played basketball. We was in the magazine playing basketball with him in there. But just comfortable around entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So being at Venice, and my brother's history, me showing respect to my brother's history at Venice, which is since we was in the foster home on Pyru. We was in the foster home on Pyru in Paulson. But it's around the corner from my house, but it is Pyru. It's the next hood over. But and it's around 6th grade, 7th grade when it's active. So we used to get away with my cousin Jomo, who had got out the pen for shooting 2 police in the hood back in the day. And you should take us out to Venice and take us everywhere, movies, swap meets. But we're mostly on the weekends, get on the bus, and we go from Compton to Venice. And my brother skateboards, so that means he was the leader. And if you don't do what he say, you're going to get your ass beat. So if he skateboard, we all skateboard. When that movie Thrashing came out, we all talk about, we in Compton though. We talking about gnarly and rad. I'm serious though. I'm saying if you ask somebody about Compton, they'd be like, oh, you talking about the dude, the FOI dude used to be on the corner of Rosecrans and Wilmington. Yeah, he a skateboarder. Yeah, that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? Quality man, rest in peace, from Front Hood. Really, he from the 7th, but from Front Hood. Anyway. So just that history of going out there with my brother and skating, but then he'd go off. This when suicidal tendencies and all that, mosh pits and all that was popping.
Okay.
So we leave in the daytime. He go off in the dark and go mosh pit and all that and come back and tell us what happened. So now that I'm grown, I'm not scared to be out there. I started making money out there. I quit my job being a chef over there at the soccer stadium for the LAFCs. I opened 2 restaurants there when I got out. Yeah, and just quit my job and started selling T-shirts that I actually designed myself. You know what I'm saying? Like some hand-drawn stuff. I got a few other things. I'll show you later if I feel like it. But yeah, going out to Venice and hustling, and then adding the show to the hustle. So
Okay.
T-shirts, but what's making you want to buy a T-shirt? What's making you want to buy a T-shirt is if you buy this T-shirt, then you unlock the performance that goes along with the art on the shirt.
Oh, that's nice.
So now I can live off of it because I don't have to sell 20 shirts a day at $35 a piece. So, you know what I'm saying? I can sell 1 shirt, 2 shirts, and then I'm gonna get a tip. I'm gonna get triple what the shirt worth for the story. You know what I'm saying? Or the performance. And then also triple up on that because I got my tip bucket out as I'm giving you the performance that you unlock. So now, you know what I'm saying? So I figured out how to live off the beach, you know, and now it went so many years of me developing and managing artists. I had a studio out there on the boardwalk with one of my business partners right across from Jim Morrison's apartment. Old apartment. I used to take talent straight from the beach straight to the studio and do projects. I got a whole production company in Compton that I used to bring people from Venice and go to Compton and record. A lot of dudes on my hooks, and then I'm featuring with it from the beach, you know? So I do a thing called Hip Hop Sundays right now. I've been doing for years.
Hip Hop Sundays?
Yeah, Hip Hop Sundays all day. All day Sunday up until after sunset through the summertime. You go to Venice Beach, not to the roller skate area, to the skate park. It's next to that, right by the water. It's the furthest thing it's the closest to the water. Big ass skate park. Everybody know what it is. It's legendary. You know what I'm saying? Dogtown legendary. So you go right there on Sunday, I'm gonna be ripping it up. I'm gonna be playing music, but then it's open mic if you want. You want to battle me, you know what I'm saying? You want to run up and get boop bop, you know what I'm saying? On some drumsticks. We got it all going now. But it be, you know, it's Venice. Venice, if you know, it's the ghetto by the sea, bro. So I'm there, man. I'm a Venice local, what they call me, even off from Compton. They got love for Compton and Venice. All the entertainers, we come up in Venice because we don't have nowhere to do it out there. And the Venice show trips, everybody cool with us. They let us be out there. So shout out to Venice. I love Venice. Go to the V Hotel live view. Anytime you can see the boardwalk.
Nice. That's one part I didn't get to see Venice. I gotta check that. I gotta check Venice Beach out.
You gotta roll with me though, because like I say, OGs only. You need security.
Say no more.
Look, with that shirt, if you put this hat on,
there you go.
With you, homie.
There you go. It blends right in. It fits.
They're gonna say, "Oh, what's up, OG?"
That's what's up. Salute to you. Ms. Jackson asks, you work with youth. You can hear me?
Oh, you have blanked out for a second.
Okay, Ms. Jackson asks about you working with youth.
All right, so I do a lot of that in Venice too, and I was reading the chat, and I'm sorry that happened about Ms. Jackson.
Jackson's son, yes.
Yeah, you know, like I'm saying, I'm giving you a heads up. Like Venice is the ghetto by the sea. It's safe, but I mean things happen there to that, especially at nighttime, and you know, it's a lot of mental illness going on around here. But the police station is right there. It's good. But yeah, the question again, because that threw me off.
No, I was asking about the youth. You working with the youth?
Oh, all right, yeah. So right now, I have been building studios for different projects like up and down Crenshaw that I know about, and in Compton, in my neighborhood. Been building studios for kids to use and learn how to do what I was training. We started a program in prison called the EDGE program, EDGE, which is Education, Diversion, and Goals to Endeavor. And
I love acronyms.
Yeah, we was in Kern Valley. We was getting it in. This one we was all old enough to know something. We all had more than 10, 15 years in. We made a plan in a new prison. We opened it up and got the paperwork in, and we was in there training kids, man, in a 180 level 4. They're like, this won't happen. Yeah, we'll watch this. Watch this. So then my thing is, I brought all the, and people know about the Edge too. They wanted to do a documentary on us, man, from Europe, but you know, it kind of, you know, how the corruptness of the prison system.
Yes, sir.
Took over that program and made it theirs, and now it's not the same thing. But yeah, man, we was training kids, man, and my main thing is bringing creativity to it. So my main part of being creative is music. So I would train kids the importance of lyrical content, and I would actually like perform songs that I had written, you know, for them, and like stuff that's deep, man, that had like the whole room in tears. But the tears opened up the conversation that the kid, because the kid in tears, the tough kid. But you know, it's like we ain't on no scared straight kind of stuff, but we on some like, man, you ain't gonna come in here and run the program type shit. We don't get paid to do this. We made this up. This ain't, the COs is just security to keep us from getting into it with y'all. So with that, kids open up through the music. But here's where the thing started, where I had to educate the adults. We had different races of trainers who were involved in the program. I was part of the executive body and the training committee. So a lot of my thing was figuring out how to train us, who might just be a lifer, old Caucasian dude, maybe 60, 50 some years old, used to doing dope all his life, living in the mountains in Shasta, you know, skinhead adjacent. And then he trying to counsel a kid that's coming from Bakersfield, that's a little Mexican dude who listen to rap, where, you know, sag his pants, say the N-word. His first thing might be, if we match it up wrong with the kid and the adult, his thing might be, well, because I've heard it. Oh, well, man, what is that you listening to? What do you listen to? Oh, I listen to rap. See, that's your problem right there. You listen to that rap, is messing up your life. And this, that. And I'm like, whoa.
Whoa, hey, hold on now.
So what I did was, being as one of the head of the training committee, where you had to, they gave us a classroom and everything. You had to be a member to train, you know, to deal with kids. You had to come through training through us. These are inmates in prison, level 4. So 180, that's another level. That's like a level 5. So my thing was I made a workshop for the trainers that was understanding the importance of lyrical content. Because my question was to the white guy who did that, the Caucasian guy who did that, you asked him, did he listen to rap? He said, yeah. Then you said, that's messy. Hold on, your next question should have been, if that's where you was going, then what kind of rap do you listen to?
Yep.
Because if the man say he listened to Kanye West at that time, then like, why he ain't doing what the man say then? He need to listen better. You know, getting rap out of his life is not the answer. You know what I'm saying? Understanding. And then I started my workshop in the explanation by saying, I'm a writer. I used to couldn't stand writing until somebody made me write my first rap. Then I was off to the races. But it's to understand the lyrical content of something. All right, let me see. I wanted the white dude to be able to ask a kid, give me some lyrics, and he break them down, and the white dude who don't have no history with this is rap crap to him. I want him to be able to understand how it was written. What was the code? Especially if you're going East Coast, what was the code? You know what I'm saying? What's really said? What does he like about it? And then I told parents in the beginning of the workshop, it's not that your kid is listening. So you hear your kid listening to some violent shit, let's say. You shouldn't look at it like, oh, the music is a reflection of the kid. I mean, the kid is a reflection of the music. You got the opposite. The music is a reflection. The music is your cheat sheet, bro. It is telling you what kind of kid you got. And if you real, you can just pay attention to what kind of kid you got and do something about it. You know what I'm saying? Because he might be that. it ain't. I don't listen. I don't sit up and listen to things that I'm not interested in. You know what I'm saying? That's not something I'm thinking about. I might want to do, or I want to see, or I like to think about. So if I don't have to bombard the kid with what the rap about, no, let me be quiet and go. Now you can just Shazam it. Let me Shazam what he listens to.
Check it out. Yep.
Now I know what to attack as far as trying to fix this kid's behavior because it's my kid. But as far as me now, I got a program that I'm working on now through guidance religious center over there on Crenshaw. I do a lot for some reason. I'm always on Crenshaw nowadays. So Crenshaw got a lot of things going on. I love it. Keep your hands up, but it's yeah. But the guidance center is cool. We teaching kids how to use music creation to deal with their emotions and also with their street issues. My homeboy told me in the pen I wanted to beat his celly up, but I really didn't want to beat him up. I just wanted him to leave me alone because he think he's cool, and I was like, I don't like him. And I told my big homie, I said, what's up with your celly? He said, oh, what's up with him? I said, why he always joking with me and all of that? I don't be joking with nobody like that. He said, oh, well, this is from my hood. He's like, oh, well, then shit, beat him up then. Hold on. I don't want to what you telling me for if you don't want to beat him? I mean, he like, well, then write a rap about him, homie. That's what everybody know you for. That's what you do good. So from then on, shout out to the homie Hen Dog. That's my big homie. Free Hen Dog. Also free Ricky McDowell. And also look up Prentice Banks, man. Prentice Banks need to come home. But yeah, man, he told me to write raps about rap on these dudes. So now I'm gonna teach kids, man. Look, you ain't got to release it to the public or nothing, but you don't feel like you like the way that dude asked you to wear your hat and didn't give it back. Hey, man, you could beat the dog brakes off him in the song, homie.
In the song, yep. Loose. That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
So I teach them how to do it. I teach them how to do A to Z, man. How to bootleg it. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, teach you the same thing I learned. Go from analog. Analog is easy. You can record. You go through this and using my homeboy mother mixer. You can record a vocal and an instrument through this and mix them together. Boom. Let's move on to DJ set. Boom. Learn your timing, your rhythm. Learn what that's about. Learn what melody. You know what I'm saying? What chord progressions are. Now, boom. That's your music theory. Now, let me show you the trick. Let's turn on this logic. I'm gonna explain to you why that ain't nothing but this. In cartoon version.
Basically.
Cartoon version of this, bro. It's knobs and sliders. A knob turns up something, turns down something. A slider turns up something, turns down something.
Down something.
Man, just if you know what you want to turn up and turn down, and you don't even gotta know. You just gotta go in there and mess with it.
Move it up and down. Turn it. It'll let you know.
Yeah, and then you go to school later, they'll tell you because see, I'm the type of person that Coolio told me this. I love Coolio, man. That nigga was a good nigga. He let me stay at his house too when my mom was tripping in Vegas for a night. He said he was like, man, you doing state of the art shit over here, man. I'm like, nah, because like this thing that I should patent, but other people probably do it. I put a screen in front of the microphone at the booth, a big screen that I control, and then I take a picture of your lyrics. And I put them up on the screen because I don't want you fumbling with a phone. I can't give you paper because it's clean. So look, if you write on paper, if you text it to me, whatever, I'm gonna put it on this screen and go through it like like caption, like closed caption. Now you can give me your full voice. Now give me a performance. Now don't give me a recording. Give me a performance. Use your arms, get loose. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, hey, that's some state of the art. He said, ain't nobody doing that. He said, man, ain't nobody doing nothing like that, man. I'm like, oh, all right, yeah, so cool. So he put a battery in my back, man. You know what I'm saying? I know I probably got off subject, but he put a battery in my back to learn, how to, to the kids. Learn it to the point to where I don't work with old death row dudes. I done had so many partners. I'm just like partners. I done went through a book of matches of partners, man. man, I missed a lot. I missed a lot for 24 years. And then you just jump back and your peer group already know who each other is and you got to find it out.
Yep.
So I didn't have the Death Row mixing board at my studio in Compton in my hood. I actually took it from Fruittown hood. That's like the Pyrus. I took across Wilmington to my hood, and it actually came from by way of there from Trey D's house. So the old Death Row mixing board, the old Mackie, I had that. It was dust. I had paint all over it, all in my studio because I was building around it. And man, I burnt through so many dudes, man, but they would tell me, "Hey, we went to school for this, and you trust me, you trying to learn how we doing it? No, you got a fast forward. You got a cheat sheet to this shit because you cutting corners. You just doing what makes sense to you.
Yep.
Which is the best way to learn. Which is let me put my hands on it and
Straight
let
up.
me fiddle with it and make my mistakes, and then let me write down. Now this is what you're teaching. Write down what it is that you learn in a blueprint, in a manual. Okay.
Have your guidelines.
Yeah, this how I make my voice. All right, that sounded echoey. I didn't want it echoey. I wanted it more like scratch. Oh, that was this one. Okay, boom. Get you a piece of tape with some color on it and write something. Put it on that. Boom. If you want to learn I ain't no pianist. I ain't no professional pianist. I know how to play what I want to hear over time. If I figure it out, I'll put some sticky notes on each key that I know I want to hit. And then this is 1, this is 5, this is boom.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, and then record your ideas. So this in a nutshell, to get to the end of the thing with the kids, that's what I do. I'm teaching kids how to deal with their emotions through music creation.
I love that. We do the same thing out here in Brooklyn, man. We do the same. So I love that. Before we let you go, my brother, what's next? You've done a lot. You're doing a lot. What is next?
What's next is I am working with DJ Naj. Shout out to Naj out there in Venice. On a project to get everybody. It's a group of Black important people in Venice. It's a lot behind that too, the history behind Black Venice. So bringing the new Black Venice together on a big art creation. And one that's a lot of artists, a lot of the businesses, like the Red Line Venice is the Black-owned hotel. Some young Blacks own that in Venice.
Nice.
The V Hotel supports what we do, you know. Venice Kush supports what we do. And these ain't just Black people. These are other people, but I'm saying like as far as the Black culture of Venice, which is Oakwood. You know, so coming together to bring awareness to the history of Venice and getting some more support. My part is, if you know what Joe Wilder Stadium is, what they call the Muscle Beach now, it's the second one. But the Muscle Beach, where everybody be lifting weights at, all right, that's they have a stadium behind there. I don't want to get my idea out, but I'm going to. They have a stadium behind there that was built for bodybuilding competition. And it's a stage, it's a round stage, and there's bleachers, you know, cement bleachers overlooking the handball courts and the beach. So with the weight power right behind it. I want to throw an event called Coming Live from the West Side Outdoor Radio Show.
Okay.
Where I want to bring talent that I know deserves that stage, deserves to represent what Venice is. Not hating on, not squatting on the new dudes that just come out there from somewhere to utilize, you know, the stage to get, you know. But no, I'm talking about like Harry Perry. You know, if you know Harry Perry with the roller skates, with the turban, with the guitar. You know, Harry Perry, my brother with the devil horns and the Speedo, you know, but then also it's like, these are people who are legends because of different things, but mostly with me, I know some musicians out there that will rock this thing. So when I get this together, it's going to be Venice Beach, Joe Wilder Stadium, 2 lowriders, a skateboard ramp with Isaiah Hill on it. Isaiah Hill, shout out to Compton. Isaiah Hill, we're going to get you in the Olympics. Boy, we're getting you a sponsor. Hey, look, he'll kill it. And let me stop on Isaiah Hill. Isaiah Hill. Hey, look, skateboard ramp in the back, low riders, 2 food trucks. Hopefully, I ain't gonna say nobody, but $1 Billion Burger Boys, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All priests. You know what I'm saying? Get everybody involved on an all-day variety show. What I'm used to doing, I'm used to putting together variety shows. You know what I'm saying? Everybody involved. We're going to have rock and roll. We're going to have rap.
A little bit of everything.
Surfer music, lowriders. Yeah. So that.
I love that. Yeah. That sounds impactful, man. That sounds like something I want to experience, be a part of, show up, something. Because that right there sounds like all the elements that make up what moves me from my day-to-day, from day to day. My brother, I want to...
One more thing.
No, please. Uh-oh. Go get it, yeah. He gonna show us something. He got something for us. What we got here?
Don't ask me about no top 5, but I got a top 1.
Ooh, that's tough.
This is my top 1. That came off his head.
Face Mob.
He gave me this backstage. I gave him one of these. I gave him a green one. I got a green one like that, my favorite color. He took off this. This got cigar ashes on it, so let me put it back up. And he gave me that. So, man, I just wanted y'all to see that I got the crown over here, man.
I see it. Oh, man, got it signed by Face Mob. That's what's up. Right there. My brother, the chat, everyone's saying salute to you. I most definitely want to give you a salute, man. Thank you for coming on the show, sharing your journey, you know, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the continuation of what is to come. It's motivational, it's inspirational, and it's most definitely reflective, man. So I'm gonna give you another round of applause, man, for sharing that with us.
Yeah, shout out to Mixmaster Ken, man. Without him, we don't have no gangster rap, and we don't have these.
There you go, right there.
Don't got Mixmaster. Hold on, no, that's Mixmaster Spade though. This is an actual Mixmaster Spade mixtape.
Nice.
There you go.
There you go. Preserving the culture.
Pop again, man.
Thank you again for coming on the show, my brother. I look forward to seeing what you got going on, and of course that Venice Beach event. I mean, dude, brother, you put it in the universe. Next step is that happening. So I most definitely look forward to seeing that and possibly having you back to discuss, to talk about the festivities, my brother.
For sure. Thank you for having me, man. Thank you shout out to Miss Jackson for making it happen. Look, I'm all like I won a Grammy. Hey, man, and shout out to Miss Jackson for making this happen. Hey, man, hey, look, don't play me off, man. Like, I will beat you, homie. Look.
Shout out to Miss Jackson. Shout out to MJMG Presents. Shout out to you, my brother. You have a good night, man. Be safe and continue on in your journey, man. It's most definitely empowering.
All right. It's all right.
Peace. Shout out to everybody on right now. That was Face the Music. Now, I don't know if you got everything you got out of that, right? I don't know if you heard everything. I don't know if you got, but you know I got to get my last word, right? I got to get the last word in. And if you got anything out of today, because there was a lot of things to get out of, but if you got anything out of today, the continuation of your hardships, you don't stop at them, right? You got to go through them. The only true measurements of ending is to stop. And like the brother said, from homelessness to shelter or foster care rather, the streets, prisons, being sentenced to life, doing 24 years, coming out and still being able to smile, do the things that he loved, even surpass some people in the music sense of creation, from engineering himself, learning how to do it, now teaching others. So if you didn't get anything out of anything, there's one thing to take from this all, and that's no matter what happens, you cannot give up on the you. Because once you actually give up, nothing matters. No dream, no people, no ifs, no second chances, nothing. You have to go through whatever you're going through with you. Without that being said, we're gonna go into this last song. Shout out to MJMG Presents. Shout out to everybody on the app. Shout out to everybody that hung out. Salute to y'all on this Monday. Keep these in your books. We got some good conversations, some great people coming on and sharing some gems. We're gonna close it out with Time. This is Face the Music with Time, y'all. Check it out. Y'all have a good night. Be safe. Keep creative. See y'all.
SHU Studio. We get busy.
Face the music.
I live for living, but dying for the unforgiven. Trapped in the pen, but I done been released from mental prison. With no parole, my only goal is get my issue. It's hard to say your soul when you got folks not out to miss you, but you got to demand your respect before they drop you. And if you got bad luck after you stuck, I see your pop you. Life ain't nothing but a joke to these flat-footed folks. On the aim for black brains on the yard, puffin' smoke. That mini 14 got you ducking, don't run. Or you could be a victim of the gun. Hear me, son? And tip for tat shit ain't even poppin', cause the police got high homies for niggas stopping it. That beats us. As in me and you, black bro.